Welcome back to Rayden's Armory, everyone. And today I want to talk about a very specific discussion that I wanted to kind of share with you guys and kind of just maybe discuss more. And also in the comments and stuff, you guys want to discuss more down there. That's awesome. The subject I want to talk about is American-made knives, and specifically high-end American-made knives. I have quite a few here on the table from different price ranges, from different availability, from different modifications even that I've done. And something they all have in common is that they're really nice. I think that's going to be the first thing I'm going to really touch up and discuss about is how nice American-made knives are. What you're seeing right here is a Demco 8020. This is from the kind of the newer drop that happened at DLT Trading late last year, 2023. I think it happened in around December time. And yeah, I was able to pick this one up from that drop, and it's been very, very cool. I really like the 8020. This is like my second one, but just this kind of is a very American-made knife. It looks like an American-made knife. It feels like an American-made knife. Literally made in Pennsylvania right there, as you can see. And American-made knives have a very specific look to them. They always look very overbuilt and look very aggressive. And they're always like really shiny, which I really like. That's like everything I like. And everything I look for in a knife, that's how it looks. I think the Microtech Amphibian's another example. This is the aluminum one. You guys check out that video I did. I did a review on it and a showcase video kind of just showing how the knife looks. This knife is super aggressive. I just love the way it looks. It has that concrete style blade finish that they did. It's called the what's the name of it called? I don't remember. I don't remember the name of what the finish is. I don't remember the name of it. Oh well. But yeah, it's got that really cool concrete looking finish. It looks almost apocalyptic. That's what it's called, the apocalyptic finish. Can't believe I forgot that. And it's got the ram lock, and it has the really cool titanium mill pocket clip. But this knife is so aggressive, and it looks something like out of John Wick or something out of the John Wick series. And it's just the cool factor. American-made knives always have such a cool factor to them. They always look really cool. And they feel really awesome. And they're always made out of like titanium or something cool like that. Next, I think is going to talk about is the fit and finish. That's something that I really, 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 really like about American-made knives, is that the high-end ones, is that the fit and finish is always top of the line. I really like the fit and finish of knives just like you're seeing here. This is a Medford 187. This is kind of the cool finish that they're doing right here. Is absolutely awesome. That's something all these knives kind of have in common also, is the fact that the fit and finish on these blades are just beautiful. I love the tolerances that they have, and I love the way they are able to execute literally a really huge overbuilt knife for us who collect knives, and for a fairly reasonable price, considering these are these are almost custom knives, at least Medfords are. But yeah, just knives like this is what really makes it kind of kick the other knife brands out of this territory, out of this category, is the fact that these are so overbuilt and aggressive, and just the way they look and feel is honestly going to be the selling point too. Obviously, these are going to be really good users. They're going to be really good knives to use and carry and collect, but they're also going to be almost heirloom knives too, because they're going to be really last a long time because how good these knives are built. I've had quite a few knives that were made overseas that they're just not built like these things. And obviously, the more money you pay for overseas knives, maybe even something like it could be overseas, even something like Herman Knives. If you guys don't know, Herman Knives is a really, really high-end company that are made in Poland. And so that's considered kind of overseas because it's not here in the U.S. Or knives like Riot. Riot makes some of the best knives, just like I did on this review of the Berg Blades Barber. Check that out, guys. Some of the best fit and finish there is. But also, American-made knives kind of have their own little niche to them. They always look like they got torn off the side of like a tank or something, or they got torn off the side of some crazy futuristic military equipment, And that's what I really like about them is that they always look really cool, and they always look very aggressive and overbuilt. But they also have a lot of elegant sides to them, just like the VECP button lock right here. American-made knife companies always like to do really cool, flashy things. That's another reason I like them, is how flashy they are. But like I was saying about the fit and finish, the tolerances are always next level. And I think that's something that has to really do with the amount of quality and the amount of hard work they put in each blade. And the people that run these companies, like Les George, like Demco, like Hinder, Medford, all those companies, they really put their whole heart into the product, and they really put a lot of effort into it. And I think that's also what you're paying for, is the craftsmanship of these things, the designs, the craftsmanship, and the amount of honestly kind of like the love they have for it too. You can really see that in each product they make, and that's what I really like about these different types of American-made, high-end American-made knives. They're just the best, honestly, in my opinion. Next, I'm going to talk about the use. I think these are very highly usable knives, even though there are, obviously, this is pretty overkill for cutting a box. This is pretty overkill for opening a piece of, or opening an Amazon package, right? But they also are pretty overbuilt, and they're probably going to really serve you well for a long time. And I think because they're so strong and so much material, and they're always like really thick, and they're always like super steels and all that, they're also going to be pretty good users. I think this is the most practical one, probably one of the more practical ones on the table, is the Demco AD20. This is the Slim and a CPM M4 super steel. Again, completely overkill, because this knife is going to be ridiculously strong, ridiculously good metallurgy here on the M4, and the tolerances are beautiful too, so it's going to just work for a lifetime. But yeah, it's going to be overkill, but it's also going to be a really, really good knife for any type of tasks or adventures I go on that I can use this thing for. So that's another thing. American-made knives always use really cool materials, and they always do a really good job executing those materials. Now, when American-made knives use, let's say, 20 CV, for example, that's going to be a lot different than something like some random overseas company that's going to use 20 CV. What I mean by that is that the HRC, the Rockwell hardness, is always going to be better, I think, on high-end American-made knives. Like, let's take the Demco, for example. Demco does a great job heat treating 20 CV. Also does, I think, Hinderer does a really good job doing that as well. They're going to always bring it up to the higher HRC, and it's going to really bring the performance out of the steel the way Crucible, the company who created the steel, it's going to really come out based on the amount of heat treat and the way they also do the blade geometry and all that. Just like this 8020 right here is a perfect example of that. It's a pretty thin blade, being a high saber grind, and it's also going to be a really good heat treat. And Demco takes pride in that, in the company, that they always do a lot of effort when they machine ground these blades, and also with heat treating, also just the way the steel is going to perform in general in the long run. Now, that's a huge plus when you're considering the amount of how much money each knife costs for like Demco, for example, or Hinder or Microtech or something like that. They're going to do a great job on the heat treat. And they're also proven over time based on how many people buy the knives, carry the knives, use the knives for even hardcore stuff. You even have soldiers and stuff that carry high-end knives like this sometimes, and they last. They last. They're meant to last a lifetime, and that's something that you have on a lot of other knives that are made overseas that are not going to really be kind of almost an heirloom. You know, when I look at this Medford knife, it's very heirloom-esque. And I know this knife because it's so overbuilt and it's such high quality. This knife is so high quality. I just know it's going to last forever. You know, not forever, but it's going to last quite a few human lifetimes. And it's going to be able to be passed down even after, you know, whoever owns the knife goes. So that's pretty sick. But yeah, the heat treat's always going to be really good. The tolerances are going to be amazing. And they're just going to be awesome to collect, awesome to look at, awesome to hold, awesome to use, awesome to carry. You just can't go wrong with any of these knives you see on the table. You can't go wrong with any of these brands. And even other knives that you like Holt knives are absolutely amazing. You have the Les George brand. You have Chris Reeve, Strider. All these high-end American-made knives. You just can't go wrong with them. They're so overbuilt. They're gonna last a lifetime or 2 or 3, and they're just gonna be just something you can take out and look out of your pocket, and you're like, man, that's a work of art, you know. But I'm also gonna be able to use it. That's kind of the cool thing. They American-made, high-end American-made knives kind of blend the two together. You have great metallurgy from the steels, the heat treats. You have great fit and finish where the knife looks awesome. You have overbuiltness where it's going to really scratch that itch for like that caveman itch that we have when we collect these things, is I want just this hulking, almost mythical weapon in my pocket. And it's also going to be really usable. And the quality is going to be there because it's just so epic. Because it's so epically built, right? Also, customizability you could do with these American-made products, which is pretty cool too. But yeah, I just like to rave about these types of brands and knives, guys. I really enjoy them in my personal collection, and that's just a kind of a few different aspects to these American-made knives that I want to talk about. Please feel free to discuss more of this. I love to hear guys' thoughts. I love to have a discussion down in the comments. Please do that. I will read and I will respond. Always appreciate you guys. Also, thank you for tuning in. And please make sure to both like and subscribe. I really appreciate the feedback. Even if you dislike the video, go ahead and dislike it. I appreciate the feedback. And also, subscribe if you guys enjoy the video, enjoy content like this. There will be plenty of more content like this. So please do that. Finally, I have links in the description. Check out the links in the description. I have some links where you can get, and discount codes where you can get discounts on the purchases you make on those websites that are knife related, right? So check that out. Save a little bit of money. You also help the channel, which if you so choose to do, I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. God bless you.